So, Cam, how's the day so far?
Not bad at all. It's been a busy day, busy work day. I'm in grad school now, so I've got tons of reading.
Mm,
Um, so it's keeping me pretty darn busy, but it's good.
wonderful, wonderful, Cam.
How about yours?
So, mine was good, Cam. It was good. Thank you. So, Cam, your new album, Tragic Magic, is to be out on October 28th. So, would you like to tell me a bit about the songwriting and the production behind this new album?
Sure, yeah. Well, it's a little different for us because we did the whole album as a two-piece band, just me and Al. Um, and we haven't done that for a while, but it was the way the band started. You know, when we formed Spell back in 2007, originally it was just me and Al. So it's kind of like back to our roots, back to how we did things at the beginning, except now we're I like to think a little bit better at what we do. So we had a ton of fun working on it together, just over the last 2 years, just going down to the studio and we'd both have ideas and we'd like hop off on and off between the different instruments. Maybe I'd have something on guitar and Al would be drumming and then he'd have a suggestion and so we'd switch and that sort of thing. Um, yeah, it feels great to me to work with Al. He's my brother.
Yeah,
So we can communicate and it's a lot of fun.
good, good. And any particular concept that went behind this album?
Yeah. I guess the last album for us was a little bit more sort of a little bit more kind of fantastical. And I always like I've never been a big fan of writing just about pure fantasy. I always like to write something that's kind of tied to my own life or to my reality in some respect. But for this time around, it was kind of more so in that direction. The last two or 3 years have been pretty hard. I think for everyone I know, um, it's been a difficult time. There's been a lot of sickness, and everyone I know is struggling financially, and just there's just been a lot of struggles. So it felt kind of um, glib or trite to write an album that was just like purely fantastical or escapist. So I guess I wanted to write about you know the the biggest problems I've been facing, or the anxieties I have, the challenges I've faced in my life. So the themes on this album are kind of more personal and more realistic. Like there's a song about the death of a family member. There's a song about the Alzheimer's that runs in my family that will probably cause me to lose my mind someday. So I kind of had to talk about what it would be like. I wanted to write about what it would be like from that perspective. I wanted to imagine what it would be like from that perspective, um, while I'm able to. uh, and there's a song about kind of losing my youth. I'm not that old, but I'm certainly not in my 20s anymore, and it feels a little different, and it feels like it went away quickly. So I think it's normal for everyone to to mourn the loss of that.
And,
um,
and
so I guess I tried to write about stuff that some of it will be things that maybe are more just about me, but a lot of it's stuff I think that people I hope will be able to identify with to some respect and maybe recognize themselves in the words.
Really amazing. And talking about the album, 10 amazing songs, beautifully written, great progression with a classic metal rock touch to each of these songs. It's brilliantly done. And I want to thank you for giving us this amazing album. And as a band, how do you feel about the outcome of this album?
Oh, I appreciate your words. I'm extremely proud of it. I mean, I feel like there's no doubt whatsoever that it's our best album. Um, I kind of feel like after all these years, we've learned a little bit more about songwriting and kind of got the confidence to cut away some of the bullshit we had before. I think for a lot of people, there's a lot of what's the word? Like kind of some anxiety in songwriting, or a lot of a sort of desire to prove oneself in some way or to prove something anyhow. Like a lot of people, I think, try to write, try to do complex playing to prove that they can do it, or something like that. But on this album, I feel like I kind of had a little more confidence to just not worry about that and just try to write a song that's purely about the best possible songs I can make, and less about trying to sound a certain way or present ourselves in a certain way. More just about writing the best, only about writing the best song I could write.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. And last month you put up an amazing video for Ultraviolet, a great song, great video.
Thank you.
Would you like to tell me a bit about the making of this video and about the song?
Sure. It was really funny when we made that video. We made it with our great friend Sean Edwards, who we went on tour with years ago. He played in the band Witchstone, and we also did from our last album. He did our video for the song Psychic Death. But for this video, we had the concept. We sat down over a beer and we figured out the concept, and it was some of our ideas and some of his, and we wanted there to be lasers and darkness and fog, and we live in Vancouver, and it's very expensive here, for real estate. So we had a hard time finding a place to film it, and we had a few locations booked that fell through. And finally, we talked to a friend of ours who plays in a cool local heavy metal band called Iron Kingdom, and they had just filmed a music video, and we asked them where they did it, and it was this. So we went out. It was about a couple hours drive out of town into the suburbs, and this very strange old man opens up this door, and he has this like compound, like it's like a compound. There was a bunch of houses and a bunch of trailers and a bunch of tents and stuff and a swimming pool and like a yurt. And we were like, what is this place? It was really strange. But the thing is, everything there was like super expensive and fancy, and we were like, it just felt kind of weird to be there. But the man immediately left, and we didn't see him all day. And it was like a scorching hot day in August. It was like 35 degrees or something, and we had nowhere to pee, and we couldn't leave because he locked the gate behind us. So we were there from like probably 8 in the morning, or maybe like 9 in the morning, till like 5 in the afternoon, without any access to water or any food or anywhere to go to the bathroom. And we didn't want to be kind of disrespectful because our buddy Chris from Iron Kingdom did us kind of a favor to
Yeah.
connect us with this place. So we were really suffering during the making of that video. I hope that added to it in some kind of cool way, instead of just making it look like we're a bunch of miserable bastards.
And any plans to come up with more videos from this album?
Yes, we have another video coming out for a song called Fever Dream. I'm actually waiting tonight. I'm expecting to see the first edit of it. It's supposed to be out this week. We'll see if it happens. But this video, the song Fever Dream, it's kind of the aesthetic is sort of a combination of all the most terrifying dreams I've had in my life and nightmares, and kind of the feeling of loss of control when you're kind of in a nightmare or in sleep paralysis, and you kind of have this feeling where you can either, it's terrifying and your instinct is to try to sort of shake yourself awake and force yourself out of it. But there's also this side, for me anyhow, there's kind of part of me that makes me want to just kind of let it consume me a little bit, or like see where it goes if you just sort of accept it and follow that evil, terrifying, dreadful path. So that's kind of what that song is about, and that was also a really fun video to film. We did some of it in a studio, some of it in the forest.
Mhm.
But I'll have to let you guys. I guess by the time this comes out, maybe the video will already be out. So I hope you enjoy it.
Awesome, Cam. And any special plans you have for the day of the release?
Ooh, well, I'm definitely planning to get everyone who worked on it together for some beers and celebrate it, because I think that this will be maybe it's definitely our most elaborate video we'll have done to date. Um, I believe, hopefully, probably our best as well, although I haven't seen the edit yet. But I'm planning on it being our best. Um, so I guess we'll just enjoy seeing our hard work come to fruition.
Wonderful. And how is the
Yeah.
touring plan looks for you guys this year?
So we're currently a two-piece band. We were previously a three-piece band, but we're going to be expanding to be a four-piece band. So we've got a couple good friends of ours joining up,
Mhm.
really great musicians that we're pretty excited to be playing with. And we're going to be going down and playing at Hell's Heroes Festival in Houston, Texas in the spring, and maybe a couple other festival announcements as well. But we don't have any concrete touring plans booked fully yet, but we've got a few in the works, and we're definitely pretty excited to come back out as a four piece. We definitely want to, get out of Canada and play around the world again, because we've always enjoyed doing that a great deal.
Amazing, amazing. And how has the road been for you so far?
The road?
Yeah, the musical journey.
Oh, in general, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, big question. It's something we've always enjoyed. At this point, I don't. I feel as though I have to continue, and I want to. It's something we've been doing since me and Al, since we were children together. We kind of got obsessed with heavy metal at the same time when we were kids. There's a record shop up the street called Zulu Records, and we just went and found, used Iron Maiden CDs and stuff when we were like, young teenagers, and our lives were never the same. And we've had different musical influences as well, but a lot of the core stuff has just been we really both connected on it. Um, so we're just for this. It's like it's not about making money or being popular or anything like this. It's just I feel it's something we kind of have to do, and there's not for Spell. I don't feel like there's one specific sound that it has to be.
Yeah.
We like tons of different music as well. We love soul and jazz and punk and prog and blues, and we love all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna we every time we have a chance, we're going to the record store and getting more of these and exploring new types of music. And I guess I feel like because we've been obsessed heavy metal maniacs for so long, it's kind of our responsibility to keep the genre vital and make sure it stays alive. And there's so many bands that I won't name any names or anything, but there's a lot of bands out there who I feel like come into it by saying like, our band's going to sound like Judas Priest combined with Motorhead or something like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love Judas Priest and Motorhead, but I feel like, sometimes the influences just get narrower and narrower. And I kind of feel like because we've been metalheads so long, it's our responsibility to sort of try to push back the kind of the walls from closing in on us in terms of what heavy metal means and what heavy metal is, and try to like. I'm not saying we're gonna like have a funk song on our next album, but I think we can take things that are cool and take things from other genres that are relevant to heavy metal, and use them to widen the genre. That's my philosophy. To
Amazing.
keep it vital, keep it relevant, keep it interesting, keep it
Amazing.
alive.
Amazing. And Cam, do you like to share some of the highlight moments that has happened over the years?
Over all the years, yeah, highlights from our years as Spell. Damn. Well, okay, here the first one I'll go from is so me and Al formed the band in 2007, and at that point we were playing, heavy metal. We were we were kind of trying to sound like Judas Priest and Wasp and things like that, which we still love. But in 2009 in 2000 maybe 2008 we both discovered the Devil's Blood, and we became obsessed,
Mhm.
and we flew to Germany together to see them play on I believe their first tour in 2009. We saw them at the Helvet Club in Oberhausen, and that was a pretty great moment for us, as brothers, but also as I would consider it a band moment because it really kind of helped direct us in terms of what we wanted to do a little bit. Um, and actually coming back to Germany, we've had some of our most fun times on tour in Germany. We loved playing in Leipzig at the Zorro Squat. That was a really cool spot. We loved playing at Hell Over Hamburg Festival. That was tons of fun. Another of our highlights was playing at the Pounding Metal Festival in Long Beach, California. That was one of the coolest festivals I've ever played. It was like in this, like kind of, it was like the guys there booking it had found this old office building, and like turned it into a venue. But the ceilings were super low. Those like acoustic false ceilings they have in office buildings, and it was like when I stood up on the monitor, my head would go right through the ceiling. But it was just so loud, and it was just full of like this spiraling pit of metal maniacs losing their shit. And there was a guy selling tacos for $1 outside. It was just tons of fun. Overall, we love being on tour. Um, we also love, being in the studio too, but that's kind of a different sort of love. Um, but I guess above all else, we just like playing music together. can't
Great.
can't be stopped.
Absolutely. And any big dreams for the band?
Yeah, I mean, heck, it's always a dream, like I never put any caps on what I think could happen. Like I really believe in our music. Like, I understand why it's not as popular as Taylor Swift, but it's but it's something that I really believe in. I think I really truly believe that every one of our albums has been a big step up from the one before it. So we intend to keep doing that. I've already started working on the next album, and now I'm like, oh man, I wish that we could have those songs coming out already because they're even better than the songs on Tragic Magic. So, we're just going to keep on writing new music, and it's going to keep on being better than the music we made before. And it gets a little trickier as we get a little bit older to be on the road all the time. I mean, I have no problem sleeping on filthy floors amongst cat piss and beer bottles. I'll still gladly do that, but just getting the time to go out on the road. Like we used to just quit our jobs and go on tour and then come back and we'd have no job and you'd like go freaking work for Labor Ready for a few days or something like that, or pick up a job wherever you can. But we've kind of got careers now a little bit. Like I'm a elementary school teacher and Al is a mortician, and we like our jobs, but we'd still rather be playing rock and roll, of course. But it's a little bit harder to just quit your job and go on tour than it once was. But we continue to dream of that, and we will continue to do that. And when we get a chance, we'll always hit the road and take that over anything else. And um, I think our plan is to be here for a long time and outlive all of our plan is to outlive our competition, because we're just going to keep getting better. And I've always got more inspiration. I feel like there's endless bands that I'm inspired by and endless ideas out there. And I love reading and I love listening to music and researching and learning about new genres and how I can include them. So um, we're gonna keep going. We're not one of those bands that's gonna like hit the road for 6 months tomorrow and burn ourselves out. We'll be here in I think we'll be here in 10 years, releasing albums that are 10 years better than the one we're releasing this month. So watch out.
Absolutely. Amazing, amazing. And Cam, I want to thank you so much for giving me today this wonderful opportunity to have you on this interview. A great pleasure. And thank you so much for putting up an amazing album, Tragic Magic, on October 28th. We're all looking forward for the release. Great album, great songs, absolutely astounding music from you guys. Thank you so much for that. And I wish you and Al all the best in the coming days and hope to see you guys on the road real soon.
Thanks very much, Keith, and to everyone on Metalheads Forever. I really appreciate you having us. It's great to be here. And if I could finish with one last thing, I'd like to say, if you like our music, or if you like any other heavy metal band, then start a heavy metal band. That's what you have to do. If you love the music, it's your responsibility. You have no choice. You don't have to be good. It's your responsibility to do your best to start a band, just to try your hardest. Because if you don't, then what you love about the music you love, then you're held responsible when if it disappears into history. Start a band.
Absolutely. Thank you, Cam. And thanks so much
Thanks.
again. Have a great
Have a
evening.
great night.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.